Hello, so this is Handling Emergencies Part 1, Safety Belts, Airbags, and Driving Conditions. If you do all the things the manual says, you may never have an emergency, but no one is perfect. Chances are things will happen that you can't expect. If you are well prepared, you'll be able to react correctly and fast enough to avoid an accident. Safety belts. You're in better shape to handle an emergency if you are wearing safety belts. If you wear a lap belt, your chances of coming out of a collision alive are about twice as good as if you do not. If you are wearing both lap belt and shoulder strap, your chances are 3 to 4 times as good. They keep you from being thrown from the car. Your chances of surviving a crash are 5 times greater if you stay inside the protection of your vehicle. Safety belts also help the driver control the car. Here's how. They keep you from moving around on the seat at sudden stops and turns. They keep you behind the wheel no matter what happens. You can't control your car if you slide from behind the wheel. They slow your body down with your car. If you are not wearing safety belt and have a collision, here's what happens. Your car stops, but you keep going at the same speed you were traveling until you hit the dashboard or windshield at 30 miles per hour. This is like hitting the ground from the top of a 3-story building. They help you stay alert by keeping you from slouching when you drive. They help you keep you from getting tired by cutting down on the effort needed to keep your body in the seat as the car bounces and turns. If you were struck in the side, the impact could push you across the seat. Safety belts keep you in position so you can control the car. Use safety belts properly. Keep the lap belt fairly tight but comfortable across your lap and hips. Make sure it is below your stomach and rest on your hip bones. Adjust the shoulder strap just loose enough to let your fist go between the belt and your chest. If you wear a safety belt like this, they will be comfortable and they will give you plenty of protection. So they have a bunch of safety belt myths and misconceptions. So unfortunately, there are many myths and misconceptions about safety belts and their use. One of them is I feel restricted and uncomfortable wearing a safety belt. If your car was manufactured after 1974, it is equipped with a belt which allows you to move freely. A latching mechanism locks this belt in place if your car should come to a sudden stop for any reason. In fact, some people don't wear safety belts because they recognize how much mobility they have and don't understand how the belt would protect them if they were in a crash. I never had an accident. I'm a safe driver. Statistically, every citizen has 1 in 3 chance of being in a serious accident in his or her life. I use my safety belt when I'm taking a long trip, but I don't need it when I'm driving around town. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, about 75% of all deaths and serious injuries occur in cars traveling under 40 miles per hour within 25 miles from one's home. Another misconception is I don't want to be trapped in the car after an accident. It is better to be thrown from the car than trapped in a burning or submerged vehicle. Regardless of the nature of the accident, it is considerably more dangerous to be unrestrained in a crash. This is true, quite simply, because you are much more likely to be conscious and unhurt if you are wearing your safety belt, and hence be able to escape if you are trapped. Your chances of being killed are also 25% greater if you are thrown from the car. So there's a couple others here you guys can pause and read. Airbags. Many vehicles are now equipped with airbags, which will inflate upon frontal impact. Airbags give you extra protection when the front of your vehicle hits or is hit by an object. You must also use your safety belts to give you full protection. So airbag safety. Kids riding back, infants or rear-facing children, safety seats should never ride in the front of your vehicle with a passenger side airbag. Child safety seats. The seats should be held properly in place in the vehicle safety belts, and the child should be correctly buckled in the child safety seat. Wear both lap and shoulder belts. The shoulder strap should cross the collarbone, and the lap belt should be fit low and tight. Move the front seats back. Driver should position the seat as far away from the dashboard as is practical to operate the vehicle. Passengers should seat is pushed back as far as possible. To ensure that the child rides safely, remember these rules. Never put an infant less than 1 year old in the front of the seat of a car with passenger side airbag. The back seat is the safest place for a child of any age to ride. Infants should also ride in the back seat facing the rear of the car. Make sure everyone is buckled up. Unbuckled occupants can be hurt and killed by an airbag. 12-year-olds and younger should always ride in the rear seat. Children need airbags. Near airbags are at risk. All drivers of front seat passengers, especially short, pregnant, or elderly ones, should sit as far back as possible from the steering wheel or dashboard. So, use of safety belts, passengers, operators, definitions. Child safety seat means a child safety seat that meets the standard description of the Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standards. Federally approved child restraint system means a child passenger restraint system that is designed to elevate a child to enable that the child properly sit in a federally approved lap or shoulder belt system, and that meets the requirements of the Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standards. Children under 40 pounds. When a child who weighs less than 40 pounds is being transported a motor vehicle that is required by the United States Department of Transportation to be equipped with safety belts, the operator must have a child properly secured in a child safety seat. Passengers less than 18 years of age. The operator shall ensure that a child who weighs at least 40 pounds but is less than 80 pounds, who is less than 8 years old, is properly secured in a federally approved child restraint system. The operator shall ensure that a child who is less than 18 years of age, but more than 8 years of age, who is less than 18 years of age and is more than 4 feet 9 inches in height, is properly secured in seat belt unless that child is required to be secured in a child restraint system or child safety seat. The operator shall ensure that a child who is less than 12 years of age and who weighs less than 100 pounds is properly secured in the rear seat of the vehicle if possible. Other passengers 18 years of age and older. When a person 18 years of age or older is a passenger of a vehicle, that is required by the United States Department of Transportation to be equipped with seat belts, the passenger must be properly secured in the seatbelt. Exceptions. A rural mail carrier in the United States Postal Service is not required. The operator of a taxi cab or limousine is not responsible for securing in seatbelt a passenger transported. A newspaper delivery system is also not required to be secured in the seatbelt while engaged in actual delivery of newspapers. So this one talks about hazardous driving conditions. And in Maine, we have a lot of them because of winter, that sort of, thing. So winter driving, maybe I'll talk about this later, but you can pause and stop as far as this goes. If you wait for help, stay in the car. Most deaths occur when people leave the car, get lost, and freeze to death. Put a red flag on the radio antenna or driver's door hood. Wrap yourself in any passenger in blankets in any warm car. I'm actually in the process of creating an emergency kit in my car for things that you need. So this thing, what they suggest for preparing for battle is shovel, flares, ice scraper, jumper cables, a bag of sand, warm clothing and footwear, red flag for your vehicle's antenna. I've got road flares myself, a blanket that I can actually use my car to heat, ice scraper. I don't have a little shovel. I probably should get one of those. I'll check that out today, actually. Jumper cables. So And this talks about how to drive in fog and rain and hydroplaning, because hydroplaning can be caused skidding, which takes place when you're driving on wet roads. At lower speeds, most tires will wipe the road surface the same way windshield wipers clean the windshield. But as the speed increases, the tires can't wipe the road as well and start to ride on a film of water, just like water skis. So basically, if you're driving in fog, turn on your headlights, your low beams, drive slow, look at any road markings to help guide you. Reduce your speed. Rain, reduce your speed, turn your headlights on so other drivers can see you, and use your windshield wipers to get the rain off the car. Flooded roadways. Flooded roadways are extremely dangerous to both drivers and passengers. Never attempt to drive across a flooded roadway. Night driving reminder, use extra caution. The fatal accident rate for night driving is nearly 3 times greater than day driving, despite the fact that there are less miles driven at night. It's good practice to drive slower at night because overall visibility is much more restricted. So that's it for this. Thanks for watching.